Hey everybody, welcome back to this video series where I am taking the lean startup theory and I'm applying it to a real life business opportunity. Now I'm Dalton, I'm the lead instructor at the Side Startup Club, and if you want to follow along and watch me launch this business step by step, then be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel below. Welcome to the market research segment of the Side Startup Club. Now, a big theme of the Side Startup Club is I'm always going to practice what I teach, and I'm going to try to stick with one business idea throughout the whole business model development process so that you can see each element actually applied to a real-world example. Now, the problem and business idea that I'm going to work on is I want a hyper-localized travel platform for the Oaxacan Mexican market. A lot of tourist destinations that are well developed, especially in Europe and the US, they have various travel platforms that help tourists find out all the information they need regarding activities, restaurants, hotels, transportation, etc. And I think that the solutions on the market, from what I saw, looked a little bit weaker. There weren't as many options as some of the more developed tourist markets. So that's the business idea. It's not very well defined, and that's okay. We're going to get into the market research, and that's going to help us define exactly what that product looks like and how it makes money. So jumping into it, guys, this is all about the market research and the objectives that we're trying to accomplish in this video, not necessarily in this order, but we want to understand the market and the segments that make up that market. We want to know our customer avatar, we want to know how big our market is, and we want to look at the different solutions on the market. So starting with some high-level market research, I wanted to know how many tourists actually came to Oaxaca, but that information wasn't readily available to me. I do know that 32 million tourists come to Mexico. The majority of them are international. They're not Mexicans coming to Oaxaca or coming to other destinations in Mexico. And I know that Mexico is becoming extremely popular as an international destination, and Oaxaca actually was ranked number 2 for Mexican destinations. I still don't know how big that actual target market of Oaxacan tourists is, but we're going to find that out. First, market segments. So a lot of tourists are coming to Mexico, and we want to kind of segment this market. We can do it geography, we can do it by behaviors, by demographics, different ways that we learned previously in the videos. So we have Mexican tourists, US tourists, we have Spanish speaking, we have English speaking, we have tourists that are very into the luxury services and luxury 5-star hotels, and we have budget travelers who are very price conscious. We have travelers that really look for a local experience and they kind of want to assimilate in with how Mexicans live their life. And then you have travelers that kind of don't really want to leave their comfort zone. They want to take private transportation, they want to take 5-star hotels and so forth. You have travelers that are part of a family, and you have younger single travelers. You have traditional travelers, or kind of like old school travelers, that are going to use travel agents, the hotel concierge, and things of that nature. And then you have the more modern travelers who are using apps and the internet and blogs and constantly using their phone and Google to figure out what to do. You have do-it-yourself travelers who will figure it out on their own, and they want to take their own walking tour. They don't need to sign up for stuff. They'll figure out their own taxi. And then you have the full service travelers who want everything kind of spoon-fed to them. Along those lines, you have safety-obsessed travelers, and you have the risk takers. You have activity-oriented travelers that are trying to jam-pack their day full of activities like zip lining and going on boats and so forth. And then you have the travelers that just kind of want to chill out, walk around the city, get some cocktails, and go out to eat. You have people who want to do the extreme sports and zip lining, and then you have the people who might want to just sit in the city and do museums and walking tours and stuff. So that's how I fragmented the market. off the top of my head, and I don't know exactly what my target is in this market, but I do know I want to focus on US tourists because there's a lot of them. I want to focus on English speaking tourists because my Spanish is not so good. And I know I want to focus on modern travelers because I want an internet oriented solution. I don't want to start a business that is being a local travel agent. So that's all I know right now, and in order to figure out what my target is, I'm going to have to do a little more research. So before I get into the competitor analysis, I wanted to see what is the market size of these English-speaking international tourists who use the internet. And I use Google keywords everywhere to just give me a little more insight to this. So these are some of the phrases I've searched. Best hotels, 590 a month. Mescal Tours Oaxaca, 260 people a month searching this. Best restaurants in Oaxaca, 720. Things to do in Oaxaca, 1,000. My conclusion was I would say there's 1,000 to 2,000 English speaking tourists that use the internet that are traveling to Oaxaca every single month. So that completes the first part of market research. We segmented our market. We decided we know we're going to go for US English speaking travelers that use the internet. And we also know ballpark roughly how big this secondary target market is. What's left to do in the following video, Market Research Part 2, is we need to do a competitor analysis so that we can further define exactly who our target market is. Once we know who our target market is, we can understand how to position ourselves amongst the competitors, and we can define exactly what our customer avatar is. So be sure to check out the next video, Market Research Part 2.